right, we're doing this again, and this time, we're jumping back into the world of Gen Z. A humor I still don't understand. For some reason, Gen Alpha I kinda get, and I may not think it's funny all of the time, but when it lands, it lands. And Gen Z, most of the humor, I find myself just being like, huh? And you would think I would connect with it more because it's more similar to my age range, but I don't know what I'm missing. However, I got a lot of you being like, nah, dude, that thing you looked at last time, trash. You gotta find something better. And so I was sent a full playlist of countless Gen Z things, memes, videos, humorous stuff. And I guess we're gonna take a look at that and hopefully get ourselves an answer. Because I feel like I should connect with Gen Z more, but I don't know. I don't know where the disconnect is. So let's jump in. Okay, this one is just called Super Ma. Okay, it's a Wii menu? Sure. Super Ma! It just goes on so long. Does it end with Mario? Nope, it does not. No, it does not. Okay, what? Is Gen Z humor just very absurdist? Is that the idea? It's subverting expectations. I think it's gonna be one thing and then they hit you with something that's not, and then it just goes on to the point where it becomes annoying and then cycles back through to the point where you're like, well, it's kind of funny that they're doing this bit. Is that what? I'm gonna come to the belief, if this keeps up, that I don't like Gen Z humor. That was #1 on This Is the Good Stuff. All right, this is Vinny Vinesauce Detective Pikachu Corruptions.
Let me instruct you on some detective tips. Ready? Detective tip number 34.
That was a...
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm picking up on what Gen Z humor is now. Based on last episode and this episode, it appears like normal thing. Whoa, it's not normal anymore. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. That seems to be the entire gimmick of all this stuff I'm watching.
Doesn't this feel fantastic? This boat has 400 horsepower, you know?
Yeah, I can feel that.
This is what I was worried about. Come on, Tim. Can't you tell her to slow it down? Pika!
Yeah, I think it's just like supposed to be surrealism too? Is that... I don't personally find any of this funny, but it's so weird that I can understand how someone might laugh at it. But like, yeah, this ain't my, I might be 100% too old for this. How am I too old for this? I need to like think about this for a little bit. Like I really feel like there is a grand unifying theory of generational humor that I need to, all right, let's go to the next one. Chinese man singing into hole in ground.
只有我守着安静的沙漠。
Right, okay. Again, kind of like, it's wacky because you didn't expect that to happen. I think it's of all of these, it seems to be the vibe. This one is IRS tax time.
Next time.
How much?
Secret.
Why?
Just guess.
$600?
Jail.
Yeah, again, it's kind of like, didn't expect that to happen, unless you do have to pay taxes, in which case, jail. All right, this one's for getting the reusable bags.
Zach,
Mark?
I'm back from the grocery store. Guess what I got?
Oh, you didn't.
Groceries!
I love groceries.
What have you got? Okay, let's have a look. I got some nice and easy. I went to the grocery store. I got a Yowie. Its name is Boof.
You're so crazy.
I got an apple.
I don't think that's an apple, but I'm sure it's tasty nonetheless. You did such a big grocery shop, and best of all, you used the reusable bags.
Yeah. I used the ones that we had that we keep here. So that's all good. Let's unpack. Let's unpack the groceries.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, let's unpack the groceries and put them away. What else could I mean by that?
Yeah. I know a lot of YouTubers who do this style of content, and they are very successful. To me, I'm like, I would have clicked off this video in 2 seconds based on the intro. This bit at the beginning with his
Zach,
Mark?
it's done in a very Cartoon Network way. Yeah, like Adult Swim, like that. It's that Adult Swim kind of animation, kind of live action, Too Many Cooks thing, where it's just like, it's gonna be weird and strange, and that's the humor. It's like, yeah, that was never for me, and so this isn't for me. I don't know that I would say Adult Swim is Gen Z content, possibly, but I would say it's more millennial, but like, that was sort of absurdist out there humor, and it seems to me that trickled down completely into what defines Gen Z humor, at least according to what y'all keep sending me. All right, hey, Brad's score is still on there, but it's 1080p 60 FPS. Sure.
The end of the match is not a foregone conclusion, in spite of these scores you see here. We'll get rid of those scores right now. We will, of course, add them to whatever the...
Hey, Brad's score's still on there.
Wow. It's gotten to be that kind of competition, hasn't it?
That's like really mean, but pretty funny. That's like, I hope they're all friends, is what I'm saying. Like, that's the kind of joke you make with friends, but I don't know that you do that on show. But yeah, all right. That I laughed at. That's pretty good. Margaret, are you there?
First of all, what more can you tell us about that, and what does this signal? Margaret, are you there?
Like, I can get why that would be funny. But all I can feel on a technical level is bad for that woman, because, like, something happened on the back end. All right. This is David Bjork.
You need to stop being such a... cunt.
That's it. It's literally just the subversion of expectations, is what most of this is. Like, even the one where the guy was like, his score didn't change, that is someone not being polite in a situation where you should be polite, is what I'm picking up on. I mean, that seems like pretty much what it is. Let's go take a look at how memes have changed. 31 seconds. Sure.
Hey, dude, I made this pretty cool meme. I wanted to show it to you. Oh, that's so funny. How'd you make it? Well, you see, first I added this really colorful background, and then this really funny cartoon of a salamander, and then this text, ask for a water cup and fill it with soda. I call it Sneaky Salamander. Oh, you want to know how to make a fresh meme? Well, let me show you. First, you take an oversaturated hallway, fill it with shadow demons, and then add some text like, me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans.
That reads as accurate to me. That reads as extremely accurate. All right, let's go to what to do if you're too high on weed.
Hey there, champ. A friend told me you got a little too high. I'm sorry, pal. This sucks. You may feel
I actually
like
really
you're
like this.
permanently insane, or like you're dead. Here's the good news. You're alive, and your sanity is probably intact.
This genuinely seems like not Gen Z humor. This seems like something that is honest. It's from Lifehacker. I feel like this is done with honest intent, but is just funny. Like, this is the video you give to your friend who's like, I'm gonna die about I'm too high on weed. And they're like, no, watch this video instead. It has that vibe to it. It is enforcing a belief that I'm starting to form here as I learn about Gen Z humor. What is this? This is, why you have to be mad.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Okay, so it's the fact that he can't say have? Haha, got him. His English not as a first language. Hilarious. There's an RPG Makers on here. Oh!
Oh, those are new.
What is happening? Why are there gonzos? Why are there gonzo and
It's because you never paid fucking attention. We could have been recording half an hour ago.
Oh my god, now they're dragons! Those were good times. Those were good times. Also, this is frantic and terrifying. I get why this would be on the list. Here's what I'll say. I think I kind of have like a uniform idea of what I think this type of humor is. So this is me formulating it in my head, so bear with me. Gen Alpha humor is kind of like rapid fire, right? It is constantly bombarding you with noise and sound, and there's like a lot of stuff going on. It's edited like shorts or TikToks, very quick. Even if it's long form content, it feels like you're watching like Guy Fieri talk about food. You know, it's like a Drive-Ins and Dive. If you watch that, the show's so edited so quickly. That's what it feels like. But all the humor seems to be based on like popular trends, popular gaming culture, popular internet culture, popular pop culture, right? Like, while Gen Z is kind of there, right? That sort of absurdist rapid fire stuff is there. It trickled down into Gen Alpha, but Gen Z humor's like absurdist and surrealist and like ironic, I guess? I don't know how best to describe it, but what I do know is that it's like, with Gen Alpha, it's kind of like their humor's more widespread. The way it's edited and the way it's done and performed is different, but the basis of it is kind of something that is easily digestible and understood. But Gen Z is self-referential, and it's less about being funny and more about being like, oh, you didn't expect that, or more of a you had to be there moment. Things like that, things that don't necessarily translate to a wider audience. Millennial humor is self-deprecating and sarcastic. It's dry, but it's also universal. Like, maybe that's why I get on more with Gen Alpha than Gen Z, and that because their humor is very pop culture based or internet culture based, it's more connected in that way to what, millennial humor is. While I don't find Gen Alpha humor always to be funny. When it is funny, I understand why it's funny. Gen Z, I'm told stuff's funny, and I'm like, I don't get it. And the stuff I do find funny is stuff that is universally humorous, which I think might be, that's always a thing. There's always gonna be universal humor. It's very interesting. There's definitely connectors. It just seems strange to me that I can mentally see how you could go from boomers to Gen X to Gen Alpha humor-wise. Because for the most part, culture was almost universal. Like, everyone knew a thing. Like, if you grew up in the 90s, if you were a teen in the 90s, you were aware of Seinfeld. I don't know that you can say that for most shows now. I feel like Gen Z was kind of a splintered, when the internet was starting to branch off. And so they're kind of all over the place and weird little pockets of like, well, if you were there, this was hilarious. And Gen Alpha, I think, is back in that pop culture range where, because there's so much stuff, but it's also monetizable in a way that, when someone gets a Labubu, for example, everyone starts talking about Labubus, right? Everything we've covered on this show, it becomes sort of pop culturally significant. Even if it's stupid and trash and dumb, everyone's jumping on the bandwagon because there's money involved with making content about it. And so people flock to that thing. Like when 6'7" was sort of like a goofy thing on the internet, the amount of people on TV talking about 6'7" is out of control. And I think that's part of it. So like, that's a trend. We can capitalize on that in some way. And that, I think, defines what Gen Alpha is, which is why I understand it, because it's universal again, but not for good reasons, for money reasons, but everyone kind of knows what they're talking about. Gen Z is kind of sectioned off in its weird sort of like, do not open zombie door. And there's just weird stuff in there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gen Zers, tell me I'm wrong. Please, in the comments, let me know. But I feel like that's sort of the universal theory I've got of humor. Is there's like, from boomers to X to millennials, and then Gen Z is this weird kind of like, the internet's just taken off and everyone's in their own little camp. And then Gen Alpha's like, no, we're back to this big overarching thing again. That's the best I can figure. That's like me using all my brain power to figure this out. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. I'm definitely too old for it, though.